It's a pretty cold and miserable day in my part of the world today, so I thought, what better way to warm things up than by making a traditional Greek moussaka. The thing with eggplants is that they tend to be quite a moist vegetable. They've also got these brown seeds inside which can taste a bit bitter. So we need to cut them into 1/2-inch slices. We're going to salt them and leave them in a colander for about an hour, which will draw out the moisture and also improve the flavour a little bit. So that's the first step, slicing and salting the eggplants. Alright, so now that the eggplants are salting and resting on the sink and drawing out the moisture, we're going to prepare the mince. We're going to start by grating 1 onion and cutting up a few cloves of garlic. So a little bit of oil, and we're going to get that heated up. Onions, garlic, then we're going to add the mince. Okay, so the mince is looking really good now. We've browned it for about 10 minutes. And now that that's happened, we're going to add the old can of diced tomatoes, a little bit of salt and pepper, and I like to add just maybe a teaspoon of sugar to cut out the acidity of these little babies here. Taste it as you go along and see if it's to your liking. That's really the only way to find out if you're doing the job and getting the flavour that you really like. It's so beautiful. Okay, so the Greeks around my neighbourhood have told me that the key to a successful and traditional moussaka is the white sauce, otherwise known as a bechamel sauce. You need a saucepan about yay big, 1 cup of milk, which we're going to put onto the stove right now and bring up slowly to a boil. We're going to melt approximately 1 tablespoon of butter in that pan. I'm just using plain flour today. We're going to want about a tablespoon. You want to mix it up really well because we don't want lumps. Lumps is the last thing that you want in a white sauce. Add the milk in slowly. Just gently with the white sauce, that's the key. Add a bit of salt and pepper. Taste. Once again, if you've got some nutmeg, use it. I'm going to add about 5 tablespoons of double cream to it. Alright, I'm stirring that in. Here are my lovely egg yolks. Keep stirring so you combine everything really well. That is just incredible. So yeah, in further good news, the mince looks like it's ready. A lot of the moisture has gone out of the mix and it's looking fantastic. I've had it cooling for about 10-15 minutes. I'm going to add the parsley and the egg white to it now, and that's the mince done. Get the spuds peeled now because we're not too far off assembling our baking dish. Okay, so here is our finished eggplant product. The moisture is seeped all out. It's actually running off onto my hand. I don't know if you can see the little droplets that are coming off. Look, there was one that just went right there. Most of you might have been wondering about the levels of salt that I poured on these little suckers. Don't worry about that. That's just to get the moisture out. And once it's done its job, we're going to rinse the eggplant and we're going to pat it dry. And that's basically the procedure for Eggplantus maximus. Okay, so one of the final things that you're going to need to do before you're ready to start layering the casserole dish is you're going to want to fry the pieces of eggplant, get them a nice golden colour on each side, a little bit of oil in the fry pan, get it to a really hot temperature, and yeah, maybe 1 or 2 minutes on each side, get it nice and golden, and you're good to go. Grab your baking dish, grab a knob of butter, and grease the hell out of this sucker. We're going to put a little layer of breadcrumbs on the bottom that are going to twist up nicely and give the dish some nice texture. Or so the Greeks tell me. It's time to get your pre-sliced potatoes and lay them on the bottom of the dish. Make sure everything fits nice and evenly, and you'll have done an awesome job. Now it's finally time to add the mince to the top of the potatoes, so let's get that happening. Now I've decided to go a bit of parmesan on top of the meat layer. Now I'm getting the nicely browned eggplant, as you can see, and I'm going to make a layer of this on the top. I'm going to scoop up whatever remaining parmesan cheese I have left. Sprinkle that on. I'm going to grab my white sauce or bechamel sauce, and I'm going to pour that all over the top of this marvellous little concoction. That's basically the dish. I'm going to get that into the oven now, and in about half an hour, 40 minutes, we're going to be eating like Greek kings. There we go. It's all bubbling and sizzling away. It's a nice golden colour and it smells absolutely delicious. I'm going to let this stand for about 15 minutes just to let everything settle. Honestly, no bullshit here, it's not very often that I can say that words fail me, but this dish is just absolutely sensational. Ladies and gentlemen, this is basically heaven on a plate. Moussaka, Greece, my Greek friends, you truly are magnificent. I salute you.